We were talking about streaming on Facebook versus Twitch and other platforms, and how there are certain words that, especially like this week, you can't say. But even this year, there have been words that now we can't say. And in the last 5, we lose more and more words, and maybe for the best. I was watching Avengers today. I'm rewatching the whole Marvel thing in the correct order, and I hadn't seen Thor since it came out.
Like the chronological order, not the release order?
Correct.
So like Marvel first
I just did
type
this.
stuff? No, well, Captain America first? What's first?
Captain America's first.
Yeah, then Captain Marvel.
So there's a part where Loki is locked in that cage they've got him in, and Black Widow's trying to interrogate him, and he calls her a mewling quim. And I had never caught that before. And I know what a mewling quim means, but I was just like, maybe it means something else.
No, of course I do, but maybe for people in the audience.
It means a whiny cunt.
A quim means a cunt?
Quim means cunt, vagina, pussy.
Yeah.
Mewling means whiny.
Yeah, I know mewling, but quim?
Oh, I knew mewling. But
I knew mewling.
I've never heard these terms before. How did you come across these before this? How did you ever come across these words in a sentence?
You mewling quim.
Yeah, you have to have like debates with the gods.
I think quim came from like some sort of British novel I read. Like it's an old timey word.
Little quimmin.
or maybe it might even be in it might have been in Game of Thrones as well. They may have dropped a quim here and there.
Shit, I missed the quim in Game of Thrones.
So add that to your repertoire, boys. Quim.
Quim. You know, we're gonna see if that flies on Twitch.
It'll fly.
Oh, well, you can say
quim?
on there. QUIM, apparently.
Yeah.
Phonetic.
He like Loki's really tearing her down. He's like, "You mewling quim," and I was like, "Whoa! Did he say that?"
Quim.
Fucking imagine how much funnier it would be if he's like, I've never seen that movie, but I imagine he's like tied up with magic bracelets or something so he can't break out.
Close enough.
Mewling quim, he's like, "You fucking cunt!" Just over the top.
I bet there's probably a cut where he
this is
did
a
that.
PG-13 movie. Yes.
You should get it. You should give one of those a chance. Just try Captain America, the first Avenger on for size.
What was the one before the Endgame?
It was the Infinity War.
Infinity Wars. I saw that one. So don't act like I don't know what I'm talking about. I saw Iron Man 1 in 2008. Then I saw Deadpool. And I think I saw an X-Man in there. I think that's the same universe. And and Infinity War. So I've got a pretty firm grasp.
You're such a piece of shit.
I feel like, Infinity Wars, like it's a really fun and exciting movie, but if you have the build-up leading up to it, it's really excellent.
Thank you. It would be like watching Battle of the Bastards.
Oh, okay, wait.
It would be like watching Battle of the Bastards while not knowing what was at stake or who all these people were. Mm-hmm. Like not hating Ramsay sufficiently, loving Jon Snow enough.
I was gonna say it's like just putting on a porno and they're like mid-bust.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, sometimes I watch compilations.
I got things to do.
Woody's
timing was still just right.
Just Woody watches the entire Marvel series in half an hour, just action. No dialogue at all.
Yes, that's the compilation I was talking about.
I remember I watched Infinity War and I said like I didn't fully understand what was going on at all. But I thought it was entertaining. It kept my attention for the most part. So I'll watch. Oh, Guardians! I watched Guardians of the Galaxy. I really like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's
great. So that's great, but that's in a different vein and a different flavor from the standard Marvel universe, which evolved over time. But I strongly suggest you either try out Captain America: The First Avenger, which is like the first one, and if you like it, you're already on good footing to like keep stepping up.
I like Thor Ragnarok a lot.
Yes. Thor Ragnarok is excellent, but I like the first Thor. Like when he lands and he's just such a fish out of water. And Natalie Portman does such a good job of being so giggly and like attracted to him, as you would be, because he's just a god. He's a literal demigod who lands, and he's just super ripped and gorgeous, and he's just smiling all the time and making all these funny little old timey statements. And she's just like, it's super cute. It's cool. I like it.
I'll have to revisit that because I got when I did the MCU just a couple days ago. I literally skipped Thor 1 and 2. Watched everything else, but
fuck Thor 2. Fuck Thor 2. Fuck Iron Man 3.
I think fuck Thor 2 so hard that I fucked Thor 1 in the process.
Iron Man 3 is the worst
what
of them
happened
all.
here.
There's a Thor 1, a Thor 2, and a Thor Ragnarok, which is
correct.
Thor Ragnarok.
Everybody gets 3 movies, and every one of them makes $1 billion. These things, not literally everybody. Woody's like, oh, I have documents. Not everybody.
Who's the new Captain America? The black guy?
The black guy is the new Captain.
He's called Black Panther.
No,
Hawk.
I can't think of his name. He's the bird dude.
The actor or his
character
name? He's the Hawkman or whatever.
Falcon.
Falcon. Thank you.
Bird
Falcon.
dude was pretty good.
Why did Captain America retire?
Why did he retire?
Yeah. And you know what also sucks is that guy who's coming in, how come he has to be the same superhero? How come he can't be his own superhero?
Because it is a mantle which must be upheld for all time. It's a symbol.
And I think
it's like Batman.
I think
he would never want to do that because then everybody in the Avengers or whatever is going to be like, he's all right, but remember the first Captain
African America. What are we going to do?
See,
Harley, back me up.
He should get his own
I told you not to say that anymore.
The whole gang.
In the comic books, there's a black Captain America, right? They sort of go back and forth, maybe.
In the comic books, if my memory serves me correctly, that the guy who plays Falcon or the Falcon in the comics and Bucky, the guy with the metal arm in the
Winter
comics,
Soldier.
they each have comics where they've taken up the mantle. So for people who read the comics, when you were getting to that part of the movie, you were like, oh, I wonder which guy is going to be the Captain America. That's why Bucky's like, it looks good on you when he has the shield.
Yeah, I think Bucky became Captain America
I appreciate
in the
that
storyline.
more.
I think Bucky became Captain America maybe in the storyline where Captain America was revealed to be part of Hydra and then went super rogue. Yeah.
And I like, speaking of like different mantles and stuff like that. Like I like there's I never read a comic or anything, but I collect the figures, but I saw a figure. It's Punisher and War Machine as one. So it's like Frank Castle, the Punisher, in an Iron Man suit, the War Machine one with like 1 billion guns, and he's got like the skull painted on the front of it.
Yep.
I'm like, that's just good synergy right there, You
ever watch that YouTube channel, Comics Explained? That guy who just breaks down. We had him as a guest once, but he breaks down comics, and he has such a passion for them that he's a pleasure to listen to. Like he's just like, and then Captain America. Oh, you're not going to believe this. All right, he shows up wearing the Green Goblin costume. No one can believe it. Spider-Man shits himself. And you're just like, this is the nerdiest thing I've ever done. 45 minutes into the
Tony Stark thought of that, and there were adult diapers built into the costume.
Yeah.
Thank God you and Woody were there for that episode interview thing, because all my questions, I'm like, all right, but who can punch the hardest?
That's a good question for him, because he makes videos like top 10 strongest DC characters, top 10 strongest Marvel characters, and then he breaks them down into all the subcategories, because there are magical characters and they're like spin-off characters and alternate universe characters, like most powerful weapons in the Marvel universe. Like he'll break them down. Like
he did break down the most powerful people, and like there was some like the equivalent of the Valar and the Lord of the Rings. Like it's like, oh, but there's all the superheroes, but then there's like 6 spirit beings that hang out in the ether, and they kind of control.
And then there's the one above all. Yeah, there's a whole hierarchy.
The one above. That's exactly what I was thinking. The one above all. I remember that card. Like seeing that card as a kid, it was just like a white card with like this like shape of a man with the universe inside of it. Yeah,
yeah, and he's the writer of the comic. Like he's a stand-in, a metaphor for.
It's fun that the writer of the comic put himself in as the most powerful superhero, which isn't wrong, but I like it.
Well, he's just he is though, He could
be like, I see how he did
Superman's dead, and Batman too.
And then in terms of in terms of strength, there's a natural progression where you have to keep ramping it up, right? You can invent Spider-Man and have him struggle in a 1v2 fist fight with bank robbers, right? But as this story keeps getting told, the opponents have to keep getting higher and higher ranks. So Spider-Man has to continue to rank up. At the beginning, Superman has a hard time like pushing a mountain. And then you go fast forward a little bit, and I'm making this up, but now he's lassoing the sun and twirling it around and tossing it at people. He gets stronger.
Superman couldn't fly at first. In Action Comics #1, the early
that.
versions, he leaps
Just
tall
jumped?
buildings. And remember the old tagline?
Yeah,
leaps
yeah.
tall buildings in a single bound. There's a reason he's leaping them and not just flying from one to the other at fast enough to turn the Earth backwards in time. They just kept making him better and stronger.
Yeah.
You were talking
feel
about.
like I feel like people back then were just idiots, though. They were like, "Look at him leap," and people were like, "Hey, it's flying." At that point,
I like how they cast people that like I could beat in an arm wrestling contest to be superheroes. Me against Adam West, I got a good shot at that. That fat old dude that played Superman, like literally,
I could beat the shit out of that one that fell off.
Well,
the
hang
horse.
on a minute. Because all right, Adam West. I'm gonna Google this. Like, I'll check myself. I'm gonna say he's 6'4".
Oh, that changes things a bit. He might kick my ass.
He's dead.
Ooh, I'm getting
He's only 6'2". My bad. For some reason I thought he was very tall. Maybe it's Christopher Reeve.
You could arm wrestle Burt Ward.
About this high.
Yeah. Christopher Reeve died at about 4 feet tall.